On October 24th, the U.S. 10-year Treasury yields printed a 15-year high of 4.24%. At the time, it appeared that yields were being pushed higher by a belief that the Fed was nowhere near an endpoint in its policy of fighting inflation with rate hikes and the acceleration of quantitative tightening. Since then, things have changed, and the U.S. 10-year yields has collapsed to a current level near 3.9%. What's odd about the move is that some of the recent data we've seen has come in higher than expected, most notably the October 26 read of U.S. GDP, which printed 2.6% with expectations for 2.4%. Directly after the GDP number, the Fed funds curve began pricing in a greater likelihood of an only 50 basis point hike at the November 2nd FOMC meeting. The explanation for that could be that the GDP number was heavily influenced by exports, inventories, and government spending, and independent of those influences, the number was much closer to recessionary levels. Since that time, the likelihood of a 50 basis point hike has settled back to a 10% probability after a high of 17%, while there's a 90% chance of a 75 basis point hike, according to the CME FedWatch tool. Perhaps the market is reflecting a growing concern of a slowdown, particularly in the housing market, as new home sales printed negative 10.9% month over month on October 26th. Now, if a trader believes that yields could continue lower from here, they could express that by selling the November CME micro 10-year Treasury yield futures contract at 3.93 and targeting a move to the June highs of 3.50. A stop for this trade could be placed above at 4.15. This trade could make $430 if the target is reached and risks $220 if you're stopped out of your level. Now, if a trader believes that yields could move higher from here, they could express that by buying the November CME micro 10-year Treasury yield futures contract at 3.93 and targeting a move to the psychological level of 4.50. A stop for this trade could be placed below at 3.60. This trade could make $570 if your target is reached and risks $330 if you're stopped out of your level.